Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 2 on whatever week this is. I forget. I think it's week 24 here on Cyan Beach, and we are going to start off with an ingredient ticket small for going to bed on time, so I can gladly appreciate that. We are going to move on and collect our 100 sleep points. There we go. Oh, we did get quite a bit of sneaky snacking last night. So after about 1 o'clock yesterday, maybe 2, I stopped collecting from Gengar once I started, or no, it was beyond that point, I guess, because it was after the comments started rolling in. So probably around 5 o'clock. I stopped collecting from Gengar other than to just see if his skill triggered, but I didn't collect anything from his inventory. So this is Gengar sneaky snacking overnight. With a full inventory since about 5 p.m. or so. So 2,500 is not bad, and that 12,000 sneaky snacking is enough to put us into grade 4. So we are off to a fantastic start. Other than these obnoxious landscapers that have been outside my window for 2 hours, they finally stopped. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to sit down and record. And as soon as I sit down, they come back. So sorry if you can hear the landscapers. Hopefully it's not too bad, but let's go ahead and carry on. Get our 100 sleep points. 2,119. And we can grab our daily lottery while we're at it. Give me a Poke Biscuit. Ooh, 3 biscuits is even better. Even better. I will gladly take 3 biscuits. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we get lucky enough to actually get a pincer on the first day. Kind of counterbalance that bad luck we had last week. Session 199, almost the big 200. 9 hours and 27 minutes of sleep. And we've got 16% dozing, 38% snoozing, and 46% slumbering. That is a slumbering type sleep. Very common lately for me. And let's see, first day of the week, can we at least break 10 million? That'd be pretty cool. Nope. Just barely broke 8 million. These landscapers are super distracting right now. All right, so we did get 6 spawns. And all 6 are something we had already. So we got a Sudowoodo, Bonsly, Spheal, Slowpoke, Growlithe, and a Mankey. So nothing new today. And I don't even think that's any of the event spawns, I don't believe. It is a Hungry Spheal. Or no, Slowpoke is one of the event spawns, I take that back. But also one I'm not super keen to catch a good one. We already have a very good Slowbro and a very good Slowking candidate. Even better Slowking candidate than the Slowbro. I'm not super worried about it. We could actually use a better Spheal, so I think that's what we're going to go for this time. I mean, the Spheal we have is pretty good. I think it's like 88% if I remember correctly, so it's pretty solid, but it never hurts to have a better one. Funny enough, all of these Pokemon, we have a pretty good one of each of them, except for the Bonsly and Sudowoodo, but even that, we have a decent one, and they're not super useful, so I'm not really worried about them. Not at the moment. Let's send out the Spheal candy, actually, just because it is more is required to level it up and evolve it. And it's actually pretty good for Snowdrop, so we'll send that out. Hopefully help out a couple of people. We're going to get 304 research XP with 454 dream shards. And now we can go ahead and switch on over and see how good this field turned out. Level 12 and bold. Ooh, I don't remember if bold is any good. We do have oil and double sausage. And then we've got inventory up S for the first sub-skill. Inventory up L, doubling up, so not really super great. Inventory up M, we got them all. Dream shard bonus and skill level up S. So yeah, this is actually pretty terrible, especially with bold. Bold with the speed of help down nature, this is going to be very, very low. Yeah, only 7%. So you know exactly what that means. Straight to the professor. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We're only on this screen for about 30 seconds. Ooh, that was a bad one. That might be one of the worst ones so far. Another 461 sneaky snacking while we were gone. Get that Blastoise or Squirtle candy while we check the news. We have no new news, but we do have some new community reports. Let's see what's going on. 45 reports, very nice. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 that doubled up out of 45. I think that is 1 and 3. Yeah, 33%. So very, very, very good. We did also get a level up. 2 level ups. 3 level ups. Good for 1 handy candy and 2 link cables. I cannot complain about that. That is very nice. I thought we were pretty much done with level ups, especially getting a level 1 rank up. That's pretty surprising, but hey, that's good. That means we've got some ingredient tickets on the way soon. And we can go ahead and see if we got another skill trigger. We didn't. Okay. We didn't get a skill trigger there, but we did get tons of cocoa. Still going to run the experiment with Gengar and see how he works out with the full inventory, at least for a couple of days. I may stop partially through the week, but I just want to see how it works out for a couple of days. Get an idea of what his sneaky snacking looks like. And I think he had right around 2,500 a day, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately, only 1 in 4 main skill triggers, and I really needed it on these 2 here on the bottom. I needed it for the Dodrio to give him a good starting energy for the day, and then I needed it on Blastoise for that powerful ingredient magnet to give us 17 more ingredients, but no dice. But we can go ahead and move on. We should have exactly what we need to make the breakfast we've been trying to make all week, the lovely Kiss smoothie. And we have a ton of tomatoes, which I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna throw in a bunch of tomatoes. Gonna be a very acidic smoothie, but you know, gotta get them tomatoes in you somehow. They're full of some vitamin that I don't remember which one it has in it, but you know, it's got something in there. Some nutrients. If we can do at least 17,000, I would be happy, but we're just shy, 14,786, which is about 700 more than what we did yesterday, I believe. So that's actually pretty good and kind of an interesting comparison. I know we had a lot of levels added to it, or a couple levels added to it from yesterday, but it seems like it didn't make a whole lot of a difference putting in the higher level ingredients as filler as it did putting in tomatoes. Tomatoes are kind of middle of the road, maybe in the lower middle of the ingredients, if I remember correctly. Let's just go ahead and double check. Tomatoes are, yeah, 110, which isn't low. It's not the lowest by any means, but the highest being, of course, the Slowpoke tails, but next highest is the leeks at 185. And then the lowest, I think, is apples. Yeah, apples at 90. So yeah, it's pretty low on the list, but it still didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference what we put in there. And I think that's because it's the filler. So outside of the island bonus, the dish bonus is not applied to it. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference if you do tomatoes or herbs, for example, which are 20 more each. So yeah, we might start using some of these lower ingredients as filler just to save some of the more important ingredients like mushrooms and herbs and eggs to stock up for other recipes that we may need down the road. but I want to do some further testing before I decide that for sure. It's just looking like that's what it's going to end up being. And give me plus 40 energy randomly for no reason. Come on, we need it. Plus 1. That is going to be enough to put us into grade 5. I don't think it'll put us quite to Ultra 1. But we might be about 2/3 of the way there. Yeah, a little less than 2/3 of the way. So we'll definitely be at Ultra 1 by the end of the day. Let's see, we're at 114 right now. We're getting roughly 14,000 per cook. We're actually still getting more with the sweet scent chocolate cake just because it's so much higher of a level than the Lovely Kiss smoothie. So yeah, we'll almost certainly be Ultra 2 by the end of the day, I would suspect. Probably fairly well into Ultra 3. But so far, this team is actually working pretty well. We are hitting all the goals that I wanted this week, which really, the biggest goal was trying to get Lovely Kiss smoothie for breakfast at least. And if we can do it for lunch or dinner, doing it for that as well. But at the very least, making it once a day, just to try to get some levels on it while we have this 1.5 times cooking bonus. Other than that, I didn't really have anything super special planned for this week, just kind of taking it easy with how hard we were grinding last week to try to hit Ultra 4. And other than trying to find a pincer, that's about it. Try to find a pincer, level up Lovely Kiss smoothie. And so far, seems to be going pretty well. Nothing out of the ordinary, no missions to claim right now. We are almost there with some of the, well, with one of them anyway. So we'll collect those probably tomorrow. I mean, if we get lucky, we might get that Master 1 mission tomorrow. Other than that, pretty good day, pretty chill, nice start to the week. Other than having that terrible, you know what? We're going to do that right now before I forget. Because sometimes I forget to do it, and then I go back and I'm like, ooh, I don't remember if I was supposed to send you to the professor or not. Then I have to regrade them. But before I forget, you, straight to the professor. Goodbye. And we'll get 5 Sfeel candy for it. And with that, that's all I've got for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes.